I'm not exactly a fan of Chris Hedges. In fact, he tends to piss me off. He's a smart guy and everything, and his heart is often in the right place. But he carries around a lot of class supremacy with him. He tries to hide it, but he's also a bit of a religious fundamentalist on certain issues. Overall, he's legitimately a good spokesperson for the modern American pseudo-left, even if I constantly find these tendencies to be almost enraging. I was just watching this as I was eating. This is a video. Um, it's an interview um, of Chris Hedges by Laura Flanders for her show. And I think it's topical insofar as the current election is concerned, specifically regarding the Bernie or bust argument. What he does in the video is lay out the likely outcome of a Trump presidency. More broadly, and I hadn't thought of this until now, but if you're familiar with some of his recent writing, it really is fairly interesting in the context of a potential Trump presidency. You know, about the collapse of America and its dismantling, um, to put it tersely. So there's plenty of people around, arguing that maybe we should just step back and let it happen. And it's a better alternative than just letting Hillary drag this corpse of America around for another 8 years. I think Hedges is actually a good source to consult regarding what might actually happen should this tactic be adopted. And this video is really just a tease of it. So what I'm trying to get across here is that if you're seriously playing with this idea of Bernie or bust, like if you're really walking down this path, if you're really thinking about it, you're really serious about it, read some Hedges. Or if you don't like to read, just look up some of his videos on the internet. I think that the ideas he's explored over the last little bit are very topical, and it might help you kind of understand what it is that you're getting the world into by walking down this path, and whether you think it's the right way or not. Hedges' basic argument is that it's already over, right? The bastards have already won. And what's happening now is that the system is being taken apart. So, if you put it in context, he might suggest that a Clinton presidency is just kind of business as usual sort of thing. It would carry on, the Obama legacy, which carried on the Bush legacy, which carried on the Clinton legacy pretty much. It would be stasis, nothing much would change, and it would be kind of just, careening towards this cliff, right? Whereas a Trump presidency would probably be the start of the crisis that we're building up towards. Now, Hedges isn't the only source that's worth reading into regarding this, really just about anything nowadays that's leaning to the left is talking about crisis and catastrophe and collapse. But I think Hedges does pull it together well. And not only does he pull it together well, but I think that he's probably close to where you are on the spectrum. He's not a raving leftist, right? There's a lot of ways that he pulls himself back towards the center. I mean, you can't get a job at the New York Times if you're that left wing, right? You have to be able to root yourself in more of a centrist understanding of things, and he does. So he's a good gateway in that sense. I could cite you something else that's way out there, and you'd read the first paragraph and say this is crazy. Hedges might help you ease into it a little bit better. But I mean, this is really just a function of circumstance. I've gone through in my playlist up to Laura Flanders, and it came up, and I said, gee, that kind of it kind of ties together, doesn't it? And it does. So if you're thinking about burning your bust, and you haven't, maybe you already have, but if you haven't, pick up some hedges. I think he might help you understand what it is exactly that you're playing with. And that said, this is kind of well, the last part of this just says, if I'm selling books for hedges, I'll reiterate that he's a little bit unstable at times, and his arrogance can tend to really piss me off, but he's really probably pretty close to right regarding this specific thing, which is what I just said in last words. Um, yeah.